Jeremiah chapter 51, verses 28 and 29. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. Verse 29, and the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. Facing the east, giving all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah, Kadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well. Peace and blessing and salutation to the elect men who continue to push this true gospel throughout the four corners of the earth in these last days. Shalom, Maka. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right? The name and title of the video is going to be Keep Your Eyes on the Middle East. Okay? Keeping your eyes on the Middle East. All right? And the spirit is rolling. So this thing is going to pop off. It's going to happen quickly, man. Okay? But not before the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, is implemented first and foremost. All right? We're watching all things, watching the prophecies, man. Yahweh Shai said, watch as well as pray. All right? So I'm going to get an article that I got. All right? Where it says Trump is driving Iran into Russia's arms. Trump is driving Iran into Russia's arms, okay? So let's go to Ezekiel the 38th chapter. And we're going to just stay there. I'm going to read a little bit of the article. All right? Get the precepts and keep it moving. All right? It's Ezekiel 38. Page is stuck together from that rain. Ezekiel 38, all right? Hold that at verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. All right? So from the article it says, U.S. sanctions won't necessarily isolate Tehran. They could spur new strategic alliances. We finna find out who these alliances are. All right? We have Islamic nations involved in this also, man. Okay? We got Turkey, which I'm reading out of Ezekiel 38, who's gonna play a major role in this prophecy. All right? Syria, okay? They're gonna be aligned in this thing too. When you look at the book of Isaiah, chapter 17 and verse 1, okay? The land of Damascus is gonna be a ruinous heap. It's gonna be destroyed also. Okay, so it says, Russia is seeking to take advantage of the erratic actions of U.S. President Donald Trump's administration in the latest U.S.-Iranian crisis to expand its influence in the Middle East. And you notice how Russia is just playing the backfield in all these prophecies, man. They're not saying anything. And just as I was going over the lesson and looking at prophecy last night, an article popped up that stated, in the block right here, it says U.S., you go look at it, look it up. It says U.S. says Russian military supplying more weapons and vapor group fighters to Libya. They're supplying more of these weapons to Libya, fighter jets and everything like that, man. Okay? Because they know this deal is finna go down. This is Ezekiel 38 and verse 3. And say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, the Russians. They are what he's spoken about with the ancient term of Russia would be the Medes. Okay, as I open up the lesson with in Jeremiah 51st chapter. All right, and it says, verse 4, and I will turn thee back, Russia, the Medes, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, meaning all their power, all of their might, the whole military army, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Most High, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is going to turn Russia back into that old Soviet, man. That old Soviet Union, man. The USSR, okay? Communism, okay? where they're not going to regard silver and gold. It's not going to be any money that's going to deliver the United States, America, Babylon, okay, out of this conflict, man. They're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to fight. All right, so back into the article, it says, the Trump administration has sent contradictory signals regarding Iran in recent weeks. And what did Iran say last week, the last few days? They said they want the retaliation of the IRGC Soleimani from when the United States killed them, man. They want that smoke. Okay? They got to get that revenge back, man. This is the scripture says an eye for an eye, man. You kill one of our men, we got to kill more of yours. Okay? And the president, not the president, the Ayatollah, he said we're gonna deal a counter blow back to him. The same the same hurt that we felt, the Americans gonna feel that same thing, man. And it's coming. Okay? So it said the crisis began when U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton announced this on May 5th, which he's no longer a part of the administration, that Washington was sending an aircraft carrier group to the Persian Gulf. It's over there in Saudi Arabia, man. Okay? The land of Jehoshaphat, of Yehoshaphat, the valley of decision, the valley of judgment, where World War III is going to happen. This is Ezekiel 38 and verse 5. Persia, which is modern day Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. And Libya been doing a lot of slave trades going on right now today. If you look that up on the internet, a lot of slaves been going on over there. It says all of them with shield and helmet. Okay, here we go. Gomar and all its bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, like it says in Jeremiah the 50th chapter, the northern army is coming from out of there against Babylon. I'm gonna get that too. And all of its bands and many people with thee. Verse 7, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them. So what the article say? Trump is driving Iran into Russia's arms, and Russia is taking care of Iran. They're going to supply Iran when Iran get ready to launch that attack on American soil. Okay? They're going to supply supply Persia, the Iranians, with these weapons to destroy this fucking place, man. Okay? Let me get that. Second Ezra 15, and let's go to verse 2 Ezra 15, let's start at 28. 2 Ezra 15, 28. Behold, an horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east. This is World War III and Armageddon, man. Okay? And that appearance is going to be also Yahweh Shai. Because once this World War III pops off, okay, over there in the Persian Gulf, okay, beyond the Euphrates River and all that, man, okay, this thing is going to hit hard. All these armors are going to stop, okay, and they're going to look and see Yahweh Shai returning. Backing that up, the book of Matthew. This thing is going to hit hard, man. This ain't no joke. Matthew 24, all right, and verse, I think that was verse, Matthew 24 and verse 27. Matthew 24 and 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shining even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yahweh Shai is going to come from the east. It's going to come to the west, man. It's going to be a horrible vision, man. A day of darkness, a day of gloomness, as Zephaniah wrote about in the first chapter, man. All right? Verse 29, second Ezra 15 and 29. Where the nations of the dragons of the Arabia, the Islamic nations, these Arab nations, okay? Now what you got going on over right now. And you can look this up out today with Hezbollah, okay? These Islamic nations fighting, Arab nations fighting against all these gutter rats over there, man. All right? They coming together. Shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. All right? Verse 30. Also the Carmanians, which are the modern day Edomites, the Iranians, the Persians, okay, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And with great power shall they come. How they gonna have great power? Because Russia is gonna supply them with the weapons, which they are doing. They're gonna be a guard unto them. When the Most High says he's gonna stir up the kings of the east, the Medes. Let me get that, man. Pertaining to Isaiah the 13th chapter. Let's go there. All right. This is Isaiah 13. All right. I'm gonna start. I don't want to start from the top. Let's get straight to it. Isaiah 13. All right. And let's start at verse 17. Let's get verse 17. Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. The Most High is going to stir them up. That's why Russia has what? The S-300 missile, the S-400 missile, the Satan-1 missile, the Satan-2 missile. They have missiles that cause hallucinations and cause blindness when they're released into the atmosphere. They have hypersonic missiles that do spin moves and backflips. Okay? So when they begin to be shot off, like it says in 2 Kings 16 chapter, the angels are going to guide these missiles over here to Babylon, America, to where they're going to hit all of their targets. They're not going to miss. The Most High is stirring the missiles, these Medes up, man. Okay? Exodus 15 and 3, the Lord is a man of war. All right? Back into the article. It says, and on May 10th, Pentagon officials announced the deployment of Patriot missile batteries. On May 19th, after a pro-Iranian militia allegedly fired a rocket that landed near the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, Trump tweeted a threat. If Iran wants to fight, that will be the official end of Iran. No, it's going to be the official end of you, of America, of Babylon. Okay? Jeremiah 50 and verse 1. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon, America, and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Verse 2. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal, not say Babylon is taken. Babylon is taken. Another word for taken means destroyed. The land is going to be laid. It's going to be made desolate. Okay? Baal is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. Verse 3. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her. Out of the north. Okay? You got China going to get involved in this. North Korea. Syria, Turkey, mainly Russia, okay? The Persians, Iranians, all other Islamic and Arab nations. They're going to get involved with this. Pakistan, they got nuclear weapons, all right? Which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. The land is going to be made desolate from these ICBM nuclear weapons, man. Okay, the Most High wants to overkill this place, man. All right? Back into the article, it says 5 days later, Trump announced plans to deploy fighter jets, 1,500 troops to the region. 2 Ezra 15. All right? In verse 30, it says, also the Carmanians, which are the Persians, the Iranians, the Elamites, okay, raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which is modern day America. Okay? America is known as the Assyrians in modern day time. Okay? The prophet Isaiah spoke about that in Isaiah the 10th chapter, man. He prophesied against Babylon, man. The Assyrians are coming in. Their sword is being sharpened. Okay? Verse 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, Ishmael, okay, the Arab nations, all right, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, because you got sleeper cells over here in America right now, man. You got sleeper cells, terrorist cells, man, okay, which are just waiting to detonate and blow some shit up. Now in this time, you're going to have over 40 to 50,000 over times 20, which is going to be in the millions and billions of killed over here, man. Like you had 2,000, 4,000 over there in 9/11 at this time. Nah, it's gonna be quadruple that time when this deal goes down this time, and it's coming. That's why you done had these solar eclipses, these super moons, these blood moons. They're all leading to destruction and great death. Let me get that. 2nd Ezra 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars. And the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? The prophet Esdras seen the destruction, man. Jeremiah saw it. Isaiah saw it. Okay? It's coming. 2nd Esdras 15 and 32. Then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. And shall flee when this whole thing goes down, man. It's going to be utter destruction, man. Let me get that, man. The book of Joel. Let me get that, man. Gotta get it. Gotta get it. The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, which we're doing. It's a sound of battle in the land, pertaining to Jeremiah 50th chapter, man, 51st chapter. All right? Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess. Didn't the prophet Zephaniah speak about this when you read Zephaniah 1 and 14? A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness. That's the ICBM nuclear missiles, okay, along with Yahushua and the whole host of heavens, the tall, dark-skinned, holy angels, okay, coming on their chariots, what the world knows as UFOs, all right, to destroy this place with thermonuclear heat, okay, and the chariots was going to be burnt with fervent heat, man. Burn America with fervent heat. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, they have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. It's these ICBM nuclear weapons. USSR, the Most High stirring up the Medes to lead this way. Yeah. Verse 3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. This all goes down in World War III, Armageddon. Okay, in the Hebrew tongue. Okay? A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them. Speaking of America, because before these so-called white men, the Edomites, okay, Amalekites set this thing up over here, invaded this land over here, okay, and took down the northern kingdom, okay. This land was beautiful, a land of milk and honey, okay. Trees were blossoming, okay. Everything is all fucked up now because of the so-called white man. This land was beautiful. But this is speaking of a future prophecy right here. The land was beautiful before it happened. So now when it does happen, let's read about it. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. When these missiles hit this place, it's going to be a desolate wilderness. Okay? When these radiation hit this place from the thermonuclear fire, nothing is going to grow. You may have a nuclear winter. Okay? Crops not going to grow. That produces what? Famine. And nothing shall escape them. Verse 4, Joel 2 and 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. 200 million missiles. It's going to hit this place. Hold that. I know I'm all over the place. Get Revelations chapter 9. Let's get verse 12. Revelation 9 and 12. All right. One woe is past, and behold, there cometh 2 more woes hereafter. Verse 13. And the 6th angel sounded, remember the 6th trumpet war, World War III, which we're currently heading towards. And I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 14, saying to the 6th angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which abound in the great river Euphrates. That's where the whole deal goes down. When in the Euphrates River, which runs from Turkey to Syria to Iraq. Okay, you got the Tigris River right on the side of that also. Okay? ultimately Saudi Arabia, for better understanding. Verse 15, and the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, because America's going to be destroyed in 1 hour, 60 minutes. Backing it up in Revelation 18th chapter. And a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. All you fucking 1/3 of you Edomites are going to get burnt up, man. Malachi 4:1. Okay? And the depiction of that was on the movie Terminator, the first one. When Sarah Connor was at the fence, she saw the thermonuclearation coming, and she couldn't do nothing about it. Okay? And got burnt up on her feet, man. All right? So let me hold that, man. I know I'm all over the place. I'm going to get some more in 2nd to 15th chapter. All right? It says, but Trump also offered some consolatory words. Right now, I don't think Iran wants to fight. And I certainly don't think they want to fight us, he said. Oh, really? Let's read about that. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 38. Chapter 38 and verse 10. Let's jump down to verse 10. Thus saith the Lord power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. The Most High, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to the holy angels, is going to put the Spirit, okay, upon the Russians, the Medes, and all other nations, the Arab nations, okay, Islamic nations, to think an evil thought, to shoot these missiles over here, man. It's coming. This thing is finna go down, okay? So we're keeping our eyes on the Middle East, okay? 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 33. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Let's get Isaiah, back in Isaiah. Isaiah 13, once again. It's got to be one of the favorite chapters. It talks about the destruction of America, man. All right? Isaiah 13. All right? Isaiah 13, starting verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. This truth, the scriptures, which we do on the highways and byways. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones, which are us, the hopeful elect, from the elders and apostles, GMS, all the way down. Lord willing, we of that number. I have also called my mighty ones, which are the holy angels, the Alahayim, okay, for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Verse 4, here we go. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, 200 million missiles. Okay? A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together, the Lord of hosts. Much of the host of the battle. That word host means the Lord of armies. Okay? The Most High loves war. All right? Verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, from the uttermost part, from the east. They're going to come. They're going to shoot their missiles. Okay? Even the Lord and the weapons of his indignations. The Most High going to have his wrath and fury upon these ICBM missiles. This is the day of the Lord. Okay? That's why Scripture says it's going to be a horrible vision from the east. That's the missiles in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua returning. It's a day of darkness. The Lord is terrible and marvelous at his power. Okay? And it says, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignations to destroy the whole land. America's going to be destroyed off the face of the earth. Pertaining to the book of Amos. All right? The 9th chapter. All right? Isaiah 13 and 6. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. This is coming from the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right? Russia's going to be a guard unto Iran and all other nations. They're supplying all these nations with them. You're seeing the prophecies. You can go get the article on Russia supplying Libya. That's Ezekiel the 38th chapter. They supplying Iran. Okay, 2nd Ezra 15th chapter. Ezekiel the 38th chapter. They're going to be a guard unto them. They're going to protect them. Okay? We think Iran goes to the Iraq nation like they over there in Syria right now. Who's supplying America or Iran with these weapons, man? Stirring them up, getting that nuclear destruction ready, the Iranian enrichment, man. All right. Oh yeah, let me get that. The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. This war that's coming is going to be with burning and fuel of fire, man. Okay? Thermonuclear heat, radiation. All right? 2 Timothy 15. All right? And verse 34. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon. So like it, full of wrath and storm. This destruction that's coming. All right. Verse 35. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star. Because when this missile is shot out, it's going to look like a glittering star, a glittering spear, a star. All right. And blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. And dung of men, verse 36, and dung of men unto the camel's hope. A lot of great death is coming, man. All right? Your bridegrooms, okay? Husband not going to be making it back home. That's why 7 women's going to cleave to one man. Because there ain't going to be no man in the household, man. Yahweh Bashim Shah say he's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. All this is coming to pass. Verse 37, 2 Timothy 15 and 37. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid. Luke 21. Let's get it. Luke 21. Luke 21. All right. And verse 25. There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushua return, and upon the earth, which we're seeing now, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Here we go, verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. That's why right there, backing up what I just read, man. The trembling of men, man, with great terrible fear. There's going to be strokes and heart attacks in this day. All right? 2 Timothy 15, all right? And 38. And then shall there come great storms from the south, from the north, and from the part from the west, man. You're gonna have these different wars and different militaries taking place, like over there in the land, in our land right now. You got these gutter rats, Israelis, for a better understanding, fighting against Hezbollah and the Palestinians, man. The different wars gonna be taking place. You had China and India went to war. That's happening, man. Okay. Verse 39. And strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath. Who raised it up? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He merced the battle. And the stars stirred to cause fear toward the east, and west wind shall be destroyed. Verse 40. The great and mighty clouds shall be lifted up, full of wrath, and the star full of wrath, full of the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. His anger is going to be on these missiles from the east to the west. Okay? And the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east and west wind. There you have it, backing it up, man. Shall be destroyed. Okay, so we'll line it up with the scriptures, man, so we don't just be rounded with the scriptures. Scriptures say prove all things, and we prove it through the scriptures, man. Russia's going to be a guard unto Iran. It's the Most High that's doing this thing, man. All right, so with that, I'm going to end the video, okay, facing the east, according to Daniel 6 and 10 and Ezekiel 8:16, lifting up the hands, 1 Kings 8:22, giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace and blessing and salutation to the elect men who continue to push this true gospel throughout the four corners of the earth in these last days. Shabbat Shalom, Aki. Kwam Yasha'Allah. One more precept. The book of Jeremiah. Back in Jeremiah. All right. The elder Pastor Hart did a video on this, man. All right. Jeremiah All right, chapter 51. All right, 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Revelation 18, bag this up, man. With the wine of her fornication. The nations have drunken of her wine. All the philosophies and everything they copy off Babylon, America. Okay? With everything they do. Therefore, the nations are mad. Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Haul for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. America destroyed from the inside out. Through the economic, strategic infrastructure of it, the Most High tearing it down inside out, ultimately leading to when these ICBM missiles and Yahweh Shah with the whole host of heaven returns on their chariots and gonna get physical with it and destroy it with the chariots with that fervent heat. Okay, with the laser beams coming from it. All right. Shalom, Malcolm. Kwam Yashala. Abal Babal.